Hi, I'm Tony, and today we're going to bling out face masks. I'm very excited. Face masks are becoming a regular part of our society here in North America and in Europe. In Asia, they've been wearing face masks for years on a regular basis. And we're finally just, being safe and wearing those face masks. But we want to have a little bit of an individuality. Individual. We want to be different. So let's take a look at an event that I did. It's called Bling It Up with David Ime of Rhinestone Genie. We did lots of things in the event. It was a 3-hour event, and we talked about blinging out face masks because we want to show our own personalities in these face masks. So whether you're buying a face mask commercially from a handmade artist or you're making it yourself, in the event, we showed you a couple of different ways to do it. So I'm going to pull out some excerpts from the event to make it nice and easy and short and sweet for you. So you don't have to go and watch that big 3-hour event if you don't want to. Although if you want to, it's linked down below. So we take a look at the commercial ones. Like I said, all the different ways of doing blinging. Down below, I've linked some videos on how to make your own face masks a few different ways, as well as links to the bling if you want to pick up some bling from Rhinestone Genie. So without further ado, let's go learn about some bling.
We're going to bling out an
Okay.
existing face mask, okay? So
Okay.
I have these on the website, so you can buy the face mask. What I love about these ones is they lay flat.
Yeah.
They're made out of like a lycra material, so a little stretchy. But they're awesome. They lay flat. They're real easy to work on with rhinestones and that kind of stuff. And I actually like wearing these. These are some of my favorite ones to work on. I get one of those nose pinch clips and put it on the backside.
Yep.
And they work really well. So if you want to get them off our website, you can do that.
And you also do have a kit that doesn't include the face mask, but has everything else that you need to bling out the face mask. And if you want one of
To do
those, you
this
can pick them up.
one,
Yeah.
it's made to do this design here with the dots.
Right.
But as you can put flowers on them, you can put letters on them, you can put anything you want on them.
That's really cool.
We're going to do that. So here's a blank one. But first, I got to show you how to do this. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out a piece of hot fix tape the exact size of the mask. So I've got the mask under here. This one's really easy to work with because it's got like a hem, so I get to run it. I'm going to take my pen here. Whoops.
Yeah, see, and it doesn't have to be perfect as long as you know the general area.
Okay, so there's my design. Now I'm going to take that and cut it out. Okay, I'm going to set this to the side. Okay, now we're going to use our dot pattern here. So this is under patterns. So if you go under patterns, there's a category called pattern. There's patterns, and they come in 3 different sizes. Now, last time I did this, I didn't tell everybody this is the medium size. Okay,
Yeah.
Because everybody went online and they ordered the small size. Tony has a large one, 8.5 by 11. This is half of that. So whatever,
this
5.5 by 8.5.
This is the medium for the size. This is the super tiny, all sorts of bling. This is the
on the one bling. On Tony's left hand is it's a lot more denser. So they come in different densities where the dots are where the rhinestones are going to be closer together. We also have like swirls, stars, wave patterns, all kinds of different patterns to work with. But so what we're doing, we're just using our dot pattern. This is just called pattern dot. And again, we're going to pour on the rhinestones. And just take this pile, sweep that pile back and forth. And like I said, always keep rhinestones underneath. You want the rhinestones grinding against each other. And there we go. So we got them all filled in. I did miss one here in the corner, but that's not going to matter.
Well, yeah, because we're
not going to pick that one up.
Yep.
So now we're going to take our hot fix tape that we cut the shape, peel this back, and we just kind of lay it down on top of your rhinestones.
That's cool.
Okay, there we go. Again, you peel it back low and slow. And now you just pulling back all the rhinestones, and you'll see.
Cool.
But you just pulled up the
That's
rhinestones
cool.
we needed. I'm going to lay this back onto my backer for just a moment. Oh, I had one flip over, so you'll see me fix one here.
Fantastic. I feel like a human again. No, because I always tend to flip at least one that I don't catch.
And you'll see it, it's shiny
That's
side
awesome.
up, the rest are
Yep.
gray side. So we're just going to grab this one. And then we're going to lay it blue side up to match the rest of them.
That's cool.
And now we've got our face mask. And I like to preheat everything. That gets any moisture out of the fabric. You don't have to do it very long, 10, 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
It gets any wrinkles out so everything lays flat. And now, you'll see this fits perfectly. On your mask. So a lot of people have templates or patterns that they go by to cut out their mask. So a lot of people will do it straight right on the fabric before they sew it too. So you can use the same technique. Just use the same pattern. Just use the same pattern to cut your tape out. It'll match it perfectly. You want to leave a little. You're gonna want to leave a little extra room so you can sew it on the edges. But it'll work the same on just plain fabric, and then you can sew it up after you've got it, the rhinestones on it.
Fantastic. Yeah, and then I'm actually going to show you 2 other ways of face masks. So I'll show you the traditional 5-minute face mask if you want to bling that out before you sew it. That's cool.
Okay, so now I'm just going to take I think it's just perfectly large enough here. Just made it. So we'll heat it down one shot. Now, if this was too big, I would just pick it up after the time is over and move it over and heat them down again. Like I said, even if you're heating some of them 2 or 3 times, it doesn't matter.
I think I have to get a heat press. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is a small one. They come in like a little bit larger.
See, and I've been looking at the standing large heat presses, but I'm like I couldn't because it's so big. I didn't even realize they make portable heat presses.
Oh yeah, this is perfect. I take these to shows and stuff like that because it's so
Oh,
small.
that's
You know, I wouldn't
awesome.
want to haul a heat press to a show. Okay, so peel back nice and slow. Perfect.
Fantastic.
Now, if you're doing a bunch of these face masks, just take this, put it right back on the backer, and use it for the next one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, so now here's a way too. What I like to do too is make sure they're on there really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna heat it from the back side for like another 15 seconds or so. So now you're heating kind of from the glue side. There's another tip. Always remember if you do this is a one-sided item, so it's not much of a concern. But if you're doing a two, what I do is I'll take cardboard and stick it inside like a shirt. So you want to stick like a cardboard inside the shirt. I'll also stick one of these Teflon sheets on top of it inside the shirt. Two reasons for it. Okay, first of all, if it's thin material, the glue will go right through and stick the front to the back. And secondly, by having or like one of these wool pressing pads works great too. You don't get the impression of the rhinestones on the back of the shirt. That washes all out, but you know, just to make it look good when you're finished with it.
Yeah.
So there you go. And we'll show you up close.
That is fantastic. Look at all that bling. Perfect. Okay. All right. So this is the face mask that that Jordan picked up. It is just a regular face mask that she got at the store that has the pocket in here. Now, this would also be good. What I'm going to show you is also good for face masks. They're using the Martelli template. So the ones that form fit more to your face and that have that curve on it. Now, you may think, oh, well, I can't bling that because that's got a curve. It's going to be hard. But you can. So I'm going to be using this template, which Dave has on the site. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So the first thing you want to do is, can you use this template with this face mask? So you want to take the face mask and put the curve inside out, just like that. And then just like Dave did, iron it first. Make sure it's got a nice flat surface. And then take your design and then lay it out in there. So take it and spread it out, and it looks like it's all covered with red. Now, I actually did this ahead of time to see that, oh, yes, no, this one is going to fit.
Just use the, don't use the eyes and the, you know what I'm saying? Just use the nose and whiskers.
Oh, so he wants me to just use that part. I like that. Okay, we're going to use just this part. We're not going to use the eyes. So this is how I do it to make it easy. Go ahead.
You can do it. I think you're going to tape it off. That's one way to do it.
Yep. I like to tape it off.
You can just cut the.
See, I don't like to cut my tape just because I bling so much. I do it over and over and over. So I'm not going to tape off the whole thing. I'm going to tape off just that part of it. All right, so I'm going to use this. Let me move that over. All right, I've got that right there. And I want black rhinestones. I'm going to use a different color. Let's do some blacks. You like that, Minion Mama? I thought you would love that. Is the cutest template, and I love it. All right. Now, remember I said I've got the brush versus the sweeping pad. I'm going to have to get a sweeping pad. All right, so... Uh-oh. Did I... Oh, I'm missing two over here. Oh, I think I got it. Oh, nope. I pulled them out. Because, see, with the brush, sometimes it's easy to pull them out after you've got them in there. I think I'm good. Let me get my tweezers. And tweezers. Uh-oh, I put my tweezers someplace different. Oh, there they are. Because I was showing them to you. Okay, so these get caught in the tape. So I'm going to push those over. Move those away. There's only a single one. There we go. And that's it. All right, so let me pull all this away. And that, there we go. All right, so for the tape, I'm a little crazy because I have been doing a lot of bling lately. I have one of those. So if you do a lot of bling, Dave actually does sell this big whole roll on his website. It is great. So let me cut off. I'm going to make sure I'm going to cut a large enough piece.
While I'm thinking about it, Tony, I
Yes.
did this morning, because I know you have a lot of Canadian customers.
Yes.
I went in and put some flat rate shipping for Canadian customers.
Oh, fantastic. That's a great
makes
idea.
it easy. Everything's, I went on to, we use stamps.com to ship a lot of stuff out, either UPS or by US. So I figured it out, and we did a flat rate of like $15.
Oh, that's awesome. That is great news.
Which
I know.
is going to be lower than 90% of orders.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so you hear that? So everyone that's in Canada, there is now a better shipping option with a flat rate that we now have. All right, so I'm going to do this.
Yeah, I went in and tested this morning, and everything was coming out like $40 to ship. And
yes.
it was all going priority mail. There wasn't no regular mail option.
There we are, and just like he said, low and then up. Now you notice as I was bringing it up, it was grabbing onto this tape as I was pulling. All I did was I pushed the tape down and I held it. Okay, I've never done this. Let's do Dave's thing of putting it back. Do I have one? Oh, I have one that I shifted. All right, where's my tweezers? I have one that I flipped and shifted. See, I always try to flip it right here on the actual tape instead of just getting it off. Oh, there we go. There it is. And let's move that right there. Perfect. All right, so, and then I'm going to lay it on here. Oh, I thought I missed one. I have missing one right there.
No, that's part of the design. That's the way it's made.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, well, I'm not missing one. But if I wanted to put one in there, I could. So there it is. And so I've got, oh my gosh, this is so much easier to move this, putting this on the backing. Man. All right, so I've got that. Now, here's the trick. Here's the thing with masks like this that are already made on the curve. What you want to do, like I said, is pop them in this way. Oh, here, hold on. Let me make sure that these are nice and flat. And ready to
Tony,
go.
can I show you something else?
Sure.
How to do that?
Sure.
Do you have one of these sweeping pads? You don't have one of these.
No,
sweeping
I don't.
pads.
No, I only have the
Okay.
brushes.
Can you switch over to me for a second?
Sure. Well, actually, they can see you in the bottom left.
Okay, let me switch my camera then.
Okay.
Okay, so if you notice, this is a different mask.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little bit of a curve to it, and it doesn't lay totally flat. So what I do is I take that sweeping pad, it comes in use again here, and you kind of wrap it around it
Mm-hmm.
like that. And now that gives you like a flatter surface to go on.
That would probably work too with this one. That's a good idea.
So it's going to depend on your mask, but there's another technique for you
Right.
that helps.
Awesome. See, the way that I've been doing it is I've been pushing it in just like this and then taking my design and I start in the center. So I'll actually pull this out and line this up in the center. Getting that, and it's a little tricky. So let me do this. There we go. And then popping it back inside out. And laying it down. And then this side, laying it down just like that. So the trick is, have you ever put one of those covers on a cell phone where you kind of have to start at the side and then work your way? That's what I did. So I laid it down and I centered it up, and then I started here and I kind of worked my way down and then flipped it to the other side and worked my way down here. And then that way it's a curved surface, and then you can see it's going to look just like that. So if I've got my, let's iron this. Now when I iron it, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to iron one side at a time. Now at this point, once you've got it here, if you want, you can even flip it around and do one side at a time. Now, and if you do it this way, remember, put the heating pad in the center and then here. This is another way that I've done it too. So you can do it one side at a time or flip it the other way and then iron it like this. But it's the curve of it is the issue.
I like that idea.
Yeah. So there's two
Well,
ways.
I'm worried about the ones right on the center though.
You'll see. I've done this. I actually played with it. All right. So there's that side. And now while that is cooling, I am just going to flip it over and do this side. We like different things with our face masks. And so everyone's finding a different style of mask they like, or a different texture. I know people that have really bad asthma, you probably don't want to put the bling right where your nose is, but just underneath is always good, or around it. So things like that, it's always good to be able to bling the different styles of face masks. Okay, so now I did both sides. Now, Dave said he was concerned about the ones that are right here. So I'm going to flip this. And do the ones right in the center. So each side, and then flip, and then into the center. And then we just gotta wait for it to cool, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm excited for this one now. It's gonna look like I'm a cat. And by the way, yes, these are kids' sizes because I'm small. And I apparently wear kids' face masks. Alright, so now I'm going to wait until it's cool to the touch. So while I'm waiting for that to cool, I'm going to show you the next one. So this face mask, where is my sample? There it is. So this is the face mask that I normally wear. It is the face mask that I made in my 5-minute quick face masks. It really just takes 5 minutes to make this. There is a link that's going to pop up in chat, or there's a link down below if you want to see all the steps to make this. Now, the issue with this is because you have all these folds and all of this sewing, it's going to be harder to bling this out. I mean, you can, again, pop this open, but if you're making this from scratch, just bling it before you do it. So how you do that is we want to make sure we block off the space we're not going to use. So this is the size of face mask that I use. All of the sizes, depending upon how big your face is all in that video, the 5-minute face mask. So what I want to do is make sure that we don't get any bling over here. We don't get any bling over here into our actual sewing. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to mark off 1 inch. So I'm just going to mark off a single inch there and there and there, and then there. Now this is going to be the size that I can use. So right there you can see I've got that size. So now exactly what Dave was just showing with the other face mask, I can then take my my transfer tape and I'm going to cut it the exact same size as this right here. So it looks like I've got the length already done. Fantastic. All right, so I'm actually going to cut it just a little bit on the inside just to play it safe. and then trim it up that way. So now, just like what Dave showed us at the beginning, I'm going to take this design, I'm going to put it on the bling, whether I want the little bit of bling or the lot of bling, and I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to take this, lift it up, put it onto here, and iron it. And then whenever it's cool, my face mask is going to be ready to go to do the other steps for the super quick 5-minute face masks.
Is that enough room for you to sew it to?
It is. It's definitely enough room. So the 1 inch is definitely enough room, not only for me to sew
okay,
and
so
flip.
you're not cutting the fabric to that line or anything.
No. This line right here is our design area.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, so what we do is we cut off our one. Now, and I used chalk. So I actually used a chalk pencil, the Fons and Porter chalk pencil, so it's going to immediately wipe away. So I don't have to wash this. If I just take it and rub it, it's gone. So it is, because it's chalk on there, so it's not going to be permanent. But that is just so I know how big my design is, that I can put my bling. And then we can do the technique that you showed us already of putting that right down there, and then doing all the quick 5 minutes. So at this point, I know, Dave, you don't sew, so I'll do it really quickly. What you do is you do right side to right side, and you sew all the way around here. You flip it inside out. So now this is the front, and then you iron it, sew all the way around, and then you fold, and that is what gives you this. And then you iron those sides. And then depending on if you want the loops for the ears or if you want ties, you add that in. So I went really fast, but the slower version, of course, is on the video that I created on how to make the super fast face masks. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll make sure that I have the link down below as well. But I am super excited to have some blinged out ones. It's going to be really cool. Okay, that's cool to the touch. So let's pull this one out. There it is. All right, I'm going to take this, straighten it out because it's a little wonky because we were doing it on the curve, and I can still reuse that one. All right, so there.
Nice.
See, and it's on the curve, and it's perfectly fine. So it doesn't matter if you have a face mask already. You're able to put any shapes. You're able to use any of the Rhinestone Genie stuff that's on these face masks, and it's nice and good. And that is blinging face masks. Hopefully you learned something today. How to bling out face masks and bling face masks you're making. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, follow my YouTube, as well as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, the Quite Nerdy Quilters Facebook group, and don't forget about Twitch, where you can interact while I am sewing live. Well, interact with me as I am sewing live. So be safe out there, and let's bling the world.